100% with the comments the Honourable Member's made, and I thank him for his intervention. And I think it's completely unacceptable that this social media abuse goes on, and the fact that often it's elected representatives who are actually giving the abuse, that's unacceptable too. But there are real tangible things the Minister can do, and I would be grateful if she could outline in precise terms how the government plans to lead by example in the fight against Islamophobia. Has she met with the excellent new and young Secretary General of the Muslim Council of Britain? And if so, when did they last speak? And lastly, I would be grateful for an update on the discussions with the devolved administrations in Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland about the fight against Islamophobia. There are vibrant and thriving Muslim communities in all 4 countries of the UK, and this government must stand up for all of them. To my honourable friend from Manchester Gorton, thank you for your leadership for calling this important debate. To all the Muslim colleagues here in this House and the other place, thank you for your perseverance. And to the Muslim community in Newport West, South Wales and across the UK, I say this: please be assured I stand with you against hate now and always. Thank you.
Very much. Jeremy Stone.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to serve under chairmanship, Mr. Dowd, and I congratulate and thank the Honourable Member for Manchester Gorton for securing this important debate. It is ironic to me when we consider the word Islamophobia, you think about the word Islam. Islam means peace. Salam alaikum means peace be unto you. Alaikum salam, the reply means unto you be peace. And it's deeply ironic that, as the Honourable Member for Wickham has said, we have this evil out there, there's no doubt about it, Islamophobia. And I too have seen some very ugly stuff I never want to see again. So it exists. But I just want to tell you in the short time available an anecdote, which is simply this, is that as a student, I was fishing about for a subject to make up my degree, and one of the subjects I chose by great good fortune was the history of Islam and Islamic culture. And that's one of the best things I ever did, because I learned everything about the life of the Prophet. I learned about the Hijrah in 622. I learned about the Umayyads, the Abbasids, the Hadith literature. I can remember about the Sunnah of the Prophet, etc. And in doing so, you met Muslims. Muslims came to lecture us. We worked with them. We ate with them. We learnt about food. And you know something? It's a very simple thing, this. But when you know somebody and you like them, it's hard to hate them. So what I'm saying really is that I was very fortunate with my education. I think that we can build into education in the future a greater understanding of Islam, of Judaism, and other religions, which will make for a more tolerant society. And one of the things that came out of my lectures was, of course, as we all know, the expression, we are all the sons and daughters of Abraham. The similarities between Christianity and Judaism and Islam are there to be seen, and they're strengths that we should work to build together. And finally, this, wherever we are today as a nation, we're going to have to play to our strengths. We're going to have to really work together. It's a world which is a difficult world for us. And that means mobilising everyone of all creeds, all religions, everything in this country. And therefore, stamping out something like this, Islamophobia, can only help build a better country for all of us.
Thank you. I may have to drop this down to 2 minutes because of all the interventions. I did alert people, the colleagues, to that. But for the moment, Anam Quasar, 2.5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dunn. It's a pleasure to serve on Radio It's
a pleasure to have the opportunity to speak in this debate, and I congratulate my honourable friend for leading it in the extremely effective and passionate way that he has done. The statistics that the Muslim Council of Great Britain have published for this Islamophobia Awareness Month underline the urgent need for greater education and awareness about Islam, the Muslim community, and Islamophobia. They also underline the need for those of us in positions of authority to speak out. And crucially, they underline the need for the government to demonstrate leadership on this issue. Muslims have just as much right to be safe and to be given the opportunity to fulfil their potential as those of us who are not Muslims. Almost 50% of all recorded religious hate crimes are targeted against Muslims. Survey after survey shows Muslim adults held back from even getting interviews, never mind full-time work. And we know too from the evidence that the MCB have published that it costs more to live if you are a Muslim. You pay more to insure your car, for example, and those seeking a flat with an apparently obvious Muslim name get fewer replies. In Harrow, there are too many examples of Islamophobia, from casual graffiti in tube stations, men spitting at Muslim women wearing the jilbab in North Harrow, or the Muslim woman from Harrow called a terrorist, a bomber, while travelling on the train. There are examples too of job discrimination against Muslims and in local politics, with, and I say this gently in the context of what's gone before, Conservative councillors partly responsible. It is this day-to-day reality that needs to change. And yet, in my experience, the Muslim community in Harrow are astonishingly generous. Harrow Central Mosque helping to raise money for a primary school in need of new computers and an overhaul of the books in the school library. The Sri Lankan Muslim Culture Centre, one of the contenders for best run mosque in the UK, playing a critical role during lockdown in helping to get food and clothing to those in need. And the remarkable Methil Ali community in North Harrow, who, as well as helping to run a soup kitchen, have been attending midnight mass on Christmas Eve at their nearest Anglican church for the last 12 years. Surely, by any definition, a remarkably generous gesture of interfaith respect and love. Those who are Muslim in Harrow, they walk the same streets I do. They shop in the same supermarkets I do. Their children play in the same playgrounds that I do, and they use the same public services I do. So why shouldn't they have the same opportunities as I and those who look like me do?
Khalid Mahmood.
Thank you.